Hi again. In this video, we will be talking about operation sequencing, and this is basically selecting and sequencing jobs to be run at a center, at a work center. And we have at least four rules that we use. The first come, first serve, earliest job due date, and shortest processing time, and critical ratio. These are the four rules, but also there's more as well. So let's go ahead and start with the critical ratio. Critical ratio, it's a measure that we use to look if the production is ahead of schedule, behind schedule, or in schedule. So we calculate the critical ratio by dividing the due date minus the present date divided by the lead time remaining. And that would be actual time remaining divided by the lead time remaining. And if it's have a value less than 1, that would be behind the schedule. If the value is more than 1, that would be on schedule. If it's more than 1, if it's equal to 1, on schedule. If it's more than 1, ahead of schedule. If it's less than 0, you are already late. So starting with talking about the early due date, might be as superior to the short processing time of average. So this is some of the concerns that we have, or we consider the early due date is to be better than the shortest process time in terms of what? Average job tardiness or some other measure of effectiveness. However, the short processing time is always superior in terms of what? Minimizing flow time, and in terms of minimizing the average number of jobs at the work center and completion time. And then, as you know, this results in a faster job completion, which has the potential to generate more revenue. So if that's what we're looking for, the shortest processing time, so we could use that. But however, generally speaking, the first come, first serve rule and the critical rule turned out to be the least effective of the rules. So again, these are some advantages, disadvantages for these rules. So let's take a look and see how we could create the sequencing rule. So we have 4 jobs, A, B, C, and D. Each one of these jobs, we have a processing time, end days, arrival date, a due date, and operation due date. This is where I did not mention it earlier about the 4 rules of sequencing, but another one you could add to the list is operation due date. All right, now talking about the first one, if we need to arrange these based on the first come, first serve, let's take a look into which one of these jobs arrived first. So this is arrived in 223, 224, 231, 219. So D would be the first one. And then the next one would be A, and then B, and then C. That's based on this sequencing rule, first come, first serve. So we should start with D, then B, D, then A, then B, then C. And then if we use the early due date, we look into which one has the earliest due date, which is the 240, which is C. And then we do B, C, D, D, and A. And now if we're doing the operations due date, we start with A first, and then B, then C, and then D. Now, the shortest process time, if we need to look into the shortest process time, look into this column right here, you will find B has the shortest. So this is where you have to start with the B first. And then you go to D. So B, D, A, and then C. And that would be just how we could use the sequencing rule to start the operations. However, let's take an even more detailed example, and I will show you in this example how we could apply this to select the best rule. And again, this example taken from the textbook. So we're going to take a look into this example, and we're going to apply first come, first serve, short processing time, early due date, and the CT, and find out what would be the best way to schedule these jobs. All right, I'm going to leave that to another video, so I'll see you in another video.